Hello and welcome to episode 30 of the Genre Blender podcast, where we explore what makes stories stick from the page to the screen. My name's Ryan.
And I'm Kris, and today we are introducing the new podcast format moving forward, which will be happening at the end of each and every month. So, yeah, looking forward to what we've got planned today and what we've got planned for the end of the month, so I can babble more at you about the things that I read, watch, and play.
Well, that's kind of the point. Like we're so just to kind of set the scene here. So we've actually we've got an announcement on the blog on the website, for our new format for the podcast, and we've announced we're going to do a few videos each month as well, just directly on YouTube. So the new format kind of gives us the opportunity to babble a little more. Not like we don't do that enough, but
I was trying to
a little bit more casual.
I was trying to curb the babbling that we did on topical videos, where it just got out of hand, and I take credit for that. The Captain Tangent Master over here. But yeah, look, at least
a worthy title.
We've done 2 topical videos, and they have been topical. Amazing.
Yeah.
Success.
Yeah, we've actually we have set out what we intended to do. We've done that, so hey. But look, the new podcast, it's basically we've got a few different segments that we'll be doing, and we'll be starting with this particular episode. And we'll see how this goes. We'd love your feedback, of course, so do let us know if you like it. But the whole point is for us to be a little bit more casual, for it to be a little bit more raw, less edited, and just kind of off the cuff a bit more. So hopefully you'll enjoy that as well. I think sometimes it's nice to let conversations just go wherever they need to go. And be surprised. But we do have specific segments, so we will still be doing our usual segments, and we're going to announce a few additional ones today as well. So stick around to the end because there are a couple of surprises today. But this will be kind of an outline of what's to come. But we would like to maybe start with just a little bit of just what's been happening, just a bit of an intro to, hey, what's new in our lives and stuff. So yeah, anything that's interesting that's been going on in your life, Kris?
Trying to think of what's happened over the last month, and I feel like when you become of age, your life just becomes so boring. Like, what do I actually do with my time? But look, I know I've been talking about it on the podcast forever. Alpha is set to come out in November, so that has really been my life over the last little bit. So the last month has seen me really put my head down. I fixed up all the copy edits. I sent that back to the proofreader who has it now. And now it's just doing all the niggly things in the back end. Like my friend Mark helped me this morning look at Ingram Spark, which produces the physical books, to try and get the sizing right. So downloading Atticus to find out what size of book I want, how many pages it's actually going to be, setting it up in Kindle, iPad, all of that stuff. So it's just really been very, very book focused, and it will continue to be probably in November. So spoiler alert for November that is a thing that is going to happen. But yeah, that's really it for my month. I won't give too many details away, but I've signed on to a radio show because I didn't know that Perth actually had a queer radio station that is dedicated to just queer lives and stories. And there was a post that came out last week on I think it's Queer Perth Community or whatever the Facebook page is, asking for people to be on a bisexual focused radio show. And I sent in an application, just said, look, I'm a trans dude who identifies as bisexual, happy to give my experience. So yeah, I'll hopefully be doing that for Trans Day of Remembrance. And I will just warn family members to not listen to that at all if you don't want to know more about my life than you already do.
Be warned.
Be warned. That's your warning. Don't do it. But I've never been on radio
really
before.
Yeah,
and they sent the studio, and I was like, oh, this is like a proper thing. Like going in and sitting in a booth. It's not just you and I talking to each other over camera. Like, I actually have to go and meet all these people. It's like, well,
yeah,
it's a new experience. It'll be fun.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, I would be probably nervous as hell for that. But look, that's amazing. Congrats on that opportunity. There's going to be a podcast episode of it too, or is it?
Yeah, so it comes out on Spotify, but they, I think they record it one night and then it comes out the night after because they add music and stuff to it. They break up the segments. But yeah, it'll definitely be an experience. But that's pretty much it for me. What about you?
Dude. Yeah, I don't really... Look, I've prepared nothing. I've just been busy working. It's just been a bit crazy busy at work, and then Well, actually, no. I will share one thing because it has been kind of taking over my life as well, which is my partner and I of a long time are getting married. So we are a very small wedding, but still, it's amazing how many things you still need to do to organize for a wedding, even if it's a tiny one. So yeah, that's basically
So
been our
exciting.
lives
That's
for the
going to
last
be
while.
here before you know it too.
Yeah, I know, man, I
It's
know.
like every time you're saying, you're doing wedding stuff, I was like, oh, yep, it's coming. It's like that scene in Indiana Jones with the boulder. Like that's the wedding.
Yeah,
Planning for your wedding. Yeah.
literally, that's right behind me. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, look, it's all good stuff. It's just kind of busy. So yeah, the read, watch, play stuff that we'll talk about very soon. Not as much as would be typical. Probably the remainder of the year is going to be a little bit like that, probably. But yeah, it's all because of a very good reason. So kind of excited.
It warms my cold dead heart that is happening at the end of the year. I can't wait. Amazing.
I, I told my barber actually. I got a haircut like last week, and I was like, yeah, I booked another appointment earlier than usual because I'm getting married, and she's like, what
Yeah.
amazing, just blew her mind. She goes, oh, about time. So I was like, yeah, I know.
It's been a while for you two.
Yeah. So look, we're getting married on our 20th anniversary of being together, like on the date. That's the thing we wanted to do. So that's why the wedding's like it's coming up in December. I'll share that much, but yeah, it's kind of a big deal to us and kind of meaningful to us. We wanted to do it our way. So anyway,
So cute. I can't wait to
yeah,
buy clothes that I should be wearing at a wedding and not wear jeans.
yeah, me too, man. Probably get on that.
It's fine. As long as you've got a tailor that can get it to you for the day, you're all good. We have it easy. The masks have it easy.
Yeah. That's very true, actually. Very, very true.
So that's very exciting. Also, exciting is that because we have this podcast episode and this new format that we're using, is we get to babble about our Read What Play updates. We can go into it in a little bit more detail. We've also got a month's worth of content to look at rather than just our off the cuff like podcast episodes where we rapid fire. So you said that it's been a little bit slower for you. What have you been enjoying over the last month?
Yeah, well, look, let's get into our reads first because we might do a little bit of a different format. We might go back and forth with it. So I will start with a book because I actually have started and finished a book since last episode.
We love it.
I just realized
Congrats.
that. Yeah. Thank you. I'll take it. Yeah. So I actually started reading and finished reading A Head Full of Ghosts by Paul Tremblay.
You finished your Tremblay.
The very first one. So I've not read a Paul Tremblay book before. I freaking adored this book. It was so good. I didn't expect to really care all that much. I kind of went into it thinking it would be a certain thing and was pleasantly surprised it was not that at all. This is a little bit of a spoiler for maybe an upcoming video at the end of the year, but this is something that I planned to do this year and just got busy / lazy and didn't do it. But I do want to do like a kind of like a micro review of all the books that I read because I don't read as many people, so I kind of have the luxury of talking about them a bit more, but I want to the fact that I can get into them in a bit more detail. And so knowing that, I actually wrote a little bit of a thing about this book, so it's all just kind of on the page. But yeah, I wrote all this stuff relating to like how I expected it to be like horror, and it really kind of wasn't. It was something different. Have you read this one, by the way, Chris?
No, so I'm reading just as a spoiler for my section, I'm also reading my first Paul Tremblay at the moment, and very similar. I'm not loving it. It's fine, but I'm not loving it. But it's similar in that I went in thinking it was going to be more horror than it is. It's ended up having horror themes, but it's been quite literary rather than horror, which I don't necessarily hate. But yeah, it's just interesting because I don't know where I saw it for you saying that you picked up a Paul Tremblay, and I was like, wait a minute, I just picked up a Paul Tremblay.
Oh snap! Yeah, that was funny. I was probably on Instagram or something. But look, it's because it's spooky season. I was like, oh, I need to pick up a spooky book. I've always intended to read Paul Tremblay. I was going to read a horror movie, but I thought, no, I'll start with this one. And a lot of people recommend this one first.
The same thought process. I was going to do horror. That's the latest one. I might go and try something earlier first.
Yeah. And I'm so glad I did start here because it already does that sort of meta thing where there's like without any spoilers, there's kind of three different narratives intertwined, but they're not in the way that you would think. They're not like different perspectives of, different from different characters. They're actually, and I won't say what about it, but there's three separate stories all combined to tell a bigger story. And it's very literary in that sense, and I was very pleasantly surprised. So I would absolutely recommend this book, not just to horror fans. I'm not even necessarily a horror fan, though I did kind of make a bit of a discovery, which I'll say for another discussion about horror in general. But yeah, it's not just a horror book; it's really more than that. So I loved this book; it was great. Really, really enjoyed.
So it won't be your last Paul Tremblay then?
Not at all. Definitely. I think I'll read all of them now, as many as I can find. So maybe I'll give it a rest for in the meanwhile.
Bearers Club.
Okay.
I mean,
not a good one?
it was fine. It's just fine. I've got 3 hours left in the audiobook.
Okay. Fair. Cool. Yeah, and you lead on. Would you like to talk more about it?
Do you have other books that you want to talk about first, though?
Oh, sure, I do. Yeah, so I also read for spooky season, This Skin Was Once Mine, Eric LaRocca, which I have here, right? So I've been reading that one. I've only read the first story. I believe there's 4 in this one.
That one yet?
Not sure what I think. The first book, so the title book, so This Skin Was Once Mine, out of all of them, it's kind of written as like a series of journal entries, and not that that's a bad thing. I do like, sort of epistolary format typically, but I don't, maybe it was just the way it was written, wasn't really jiving with that too much. The story itself was fine, not as horrible as I would have thought as well. So I was kind of, from your comments about Eric LaRocca as an author, I was kind of making sure I was prepared. Let's say,
mentally ready to go in,
and it really didn't hit me in that way that I thought it would. So I'll read the others, but not my favorite, I'll say. But again, I'm not turned off by it. It's nothing terrible. And yeah, just more Exodus other than that, which I'm not even going to bother picking up the book that's over there because it's too big and heavy and whatever. Go for it. But yeah, I'm halfway through Exodus and I'm still chugging along and plan to have it read by next month, where we will do a Books and Bevies episode and talk about it.
This fucking book. That is my thoughts for the Books and Bevies episode.
Yeah, that's all we need to say, huh? No, I actually have a lot to say about it. I won't say it here because we'll be talking about it in detail, but definitely discussion worthy. There's a lot going on in it for lots of different reasons. Yeah.
Got the shonk.
Hey, nice. That looks familiar.
What a present. You didn't have to give me anything else. Just Eric, I'm a simple man.
Yep, I figured as much.
So you've read Exodus. I'm at 80% of this beast. I cannot wait to be done. I'm ready I'm like dying under the crushing weight of this story.
I actually think about that from time to time, having picked up this massive book that's very sci-fi in many, many ways, and I'm just like, yeah, that's
I will say, and I won't say it here so much because we are going to do a whole discussion on it. There is one storyline in particular that I'm eating up, and it's just going so fast, and I love it. It is not the one you are. Just not
the one that I'm not a fan of, I think.
Yes, it's very political intrigue, the one that I'm enjoying, but that is such a fantasy take. But the political intrigue, and I was like, love it. Yeah. Give me more. Give me those machinations. Love it.
There was a point where they did take a turn, and I was just like, "Ooh, that's interesting." I'm kind of down for that. So I get
another very interesting turn in that respect. But it's so I think you need to like split this really into 3 stories, like 3 different things that are happening. But yes, I've been reading Exodus, and it has taken up my entire lifetime. So it's such a big book. I think I've just had a year with big books where I've had it. Like I'm so done with 500 plus page books. I finished Malazan this year as well. I just I've also read a LaRocca this month, and it's also not my favorite. So
interesting.
This wasn't bad by any means, but I was still disappointed because of the experiences I've had previously with LaRocca books, where I absolutely love them and they've floored me. This one, I think, is the debut novel, if it's considered a novel. I think it's about 200 pages. Everything the Darkness Eats, and I don't know whether this has put me off the endorsement by Chuck Wendig because I don't enjoy Chuck Wendig's writing at
Oh,
all.
that's right. You've said that before.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, just I didn't love it at all, and I was like, nah. I mean, the audiobook was only 5 hours or so, so it wasn't a huge commitment. I did it in a week, just driving to and from work. But I haven't had a great deal of luck this month with books that I've loved. So I listened to that. I listened to a book called Dark Bloom by Molly McCabe, who's an indie author, and that is a zombie story with a lot of trauma themes. And I thought there was potential to go deeper, and maybe I was looking for something deeper, but it felt very surface level. And again, it wasn't bad, and it is a debut, and I tend to forgive, whether traditionally or indie published, debuts a lot more than I would if it was like a sixth or seventh book in a series. So I enjoyed it. I'll read more of her stuff, but I'm looking forward to seeing how she grows as a writer. And what I mean by that specifically is I want to see risk taking. Whereas it felt like there was, and I've had the same criticism in my own book from early readers, where because it's a debut, you build tension, then you go, hang on a minute, too scared to do that, and you step back from it, which
Sure.
is something I need to learn. So like I'm sympathetic to that, but at the same time, I was like, we probably could have gotten more emotional beats or more tension or more atmosphere from that particular thing. One thing I've like loved this month, and I did not expect it, was The Haunting of Hill House. I picked it up on a
Oh,
whim.
interesting.
Shirley Jackson, very different. I
Yeah.
have not watched the adaptation. I will, but I loved it. And I'm finding this with a lot of classics that I read, is that a lot of it is just people talking to each other. But it was so unsettling. I don't like haunted house tales, but I love this book. And the
Yeah,
audio of it was amazing too.
you've famously said that, and we've just done the we've recorded. We haven't. It'll be up very soon. We've talked about horror subgenres, and I just realized after our discussion we didn't talk about Shirley Jackson at all.
Well,
It
now
didn't
I
come up.
brought up Shirley Jackson, and like, I'm
Thank you.
so keen to go and read more of her works. The
Mm.
prose was beautiful. It was funny. I was so fascinated with one of the characters, Eleanor, in there, who is so unsettling as a human and just this anxiety riddled wasp of a human being. So naturally, she's getting haunted. They're like, you, this one. But yeah, no,
Easy
I loved it.
pickings.
But that's pretty much it.
Yeah, cool, man.
Really, and the Pallbearers Club, which I'll save more on when I actually finish it. But it's fine. It's not my favorite. It's like teenage edgy. I think if you grew up in the 80s and the 90s and you enjoyed the punk music scene, you would get a bit out of it because there's a lot of pop culture reference to punk music in there.
Yeah, right. Interesting. Yeah, I will read a Shirley Jackson book, probably that one to be honest, at some point. I don't even know why I haven't. Again, it's the epiphany that I had about horror as a genre after we recorded the episode, of course, naturally,
Naturally.
because
That is the way
that's
this
how it
goes.
works. Yeah. So I'm thinking about expanding on that a little bit more because yeah, that's suddenly fascinating to me in a way that it never really was, and I'm excited now that there's all these books that I've never read that I know of that people love.
I think it's because I just love gothic fiction. I like gothic historical fiction. I like gothic horror because
Yeah.
there's not jump scares. It's all atmosphere, and the
Yeah.
atmosphere is
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's my preference as well in movies as well as everything else. Cool. All right. So that's books. Any other books, or is that the
No,
lot for you?
that's it. I feel like I've
All
not
right.
read a lot recently.
Maybe not for your usual. Still, to me, that's a lot.
I think maybe because I'm only picking up one physical book. I've had one physical book on the go for 2 months, whereas normally there'd be a rotation. It's just Exodus.
Yeah. That's all.
It's
That's your
literally
life
it.
now.
But also everything that I picked up bar Exodus this month was not on my TBR. Was not on my plans. It's
Yeah. Wow.
been very mood ready this month.
Look at you go. Okay. So, what about movies? Should I? Should we doing the back and forth? I guess I'll go
Yeah,
next with
you're
movies
right.
then.
I think
Okay. I actually
I
have.
think what I've been watching will shock you. So you
Oh, okay. This was
yours is the thing.
what you were talking about before. Okay. All right. So I actually have watched two films, which is one every fortnight, which is hey for me. So I watched Dune, the new movie
Okay.
Dune. Yeah, yes, like part one. So I haven't watched part two yet. That will be. I can't wait for that because I loved this movie.
You can't do that to me in these episodes.
dude, dude.
It's so close to
I
the book too. It's such a good adaptation.
Yes, yeah, that was what I wrote. It's so I'm not a visual reader very much. I don't see a lot in my head. It's very fuzzy, a little bit. It's not nothing, but it's not. I'm not that kind of a reader. This though was exactly what's up here. Like I saw it in my head the same way that I'm seeing it as this movie, and when I've had that experience a few times. Like Cloud Atlas was the same. I think I've even talked about it on the podcast once. And there's probably been a handful where it's just been translated, like they've literally reached into my brain and put it on the screen. And whenever that happens, I literally it's goosebumps to me. It's just like, wow, this is kind of uncanny. Such a good movie in all the ways, like the way it was written, how it was actually
Cinematography, the
adapted,
effects,
the cinematography.
casting, like was just
Yes,
amazing.
everything, literally everything. It ticks all the boxes, and I was just blown away by this film that I had to intentionally not watch the second one straight away because I wanted some distance between me and the first one first. But yeah, it was just.
Have you read it?
unreal. Yes, only the first book.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I've read the six that Frank Herbert.
Okay.
I haven't gone on to read the ones that his sons have done.
Yeah.
One of my like top tier S tier systems in any book is the Bene Gesserit. I'm so fascinated by the Bene Gesserit, and there's now
Yeah.
a show on HBO just around the Bene Gesserit, and I was like, I have such high expectations, but I have not touched it, just in case. It's
Yeah.
fucking awful. If someone has watched it, please let me know if it's safe or not.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't looked into it either. I wanted to watch the movies first. I think I don't know if you're the same, but I really find anything that's kind of touching on not only like philosophical ideas in fiction, which we've talked about a million times, but like also religious, translated. Like, so obviously it's not, they're not a religion necessarily, but they are like a
It's
group.
yeah, it's
Kind of.
it's definitely a philosophical look at religion and the power play. I think it's power
Yeah.
anything, and they're using religion as a caveat to that.
Yeah, but it's all the same things that in the real world, when you look at religious groups and like the cults and things like that, it's all of that same stuff. And I love it in fiction. And obviously Frank Herbert's done this intentionally, you know, when you take those bits and pieces and fictionalize them to expand on them and explore them in more detail. So yeah, I loved that aspect of it, and that's what I was looking forward to in the movie too, and it did not disappoint. It was just phenomenal. So yes, I can't wait to watch the second one and talk all about it.
Talk to you about the second one. I have thoughts on the second one, but I
Okay.
do know that there's a third one coming out.
Oh,
And I
is
don't
there?
know whether that's an adaptation of Children of Dune, or whether that is
Nice.
they've taken some creative liberties. I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it too much, but I think Children of Dune would be very adaptable. My favorite in the series is book four, and it's basically just a philosophical monologue. It is not for everyone.
Interesting. Should I read them?
Yeah,
Should I read the
yeah,
books?
absolutely. I think they're all fantastic. The
Mm.
the story, like the first book, is the most plot driven. You get an understanding of the plot.
Yeah.
You get more of the philosophical meanderings the further you go on. So I'd even say, um, is it book two? There's Dune Messiah and Children of Dune. I'm not sure whether they come in the series two and three. Those three, I would argue, you could pretty much leave as the story of Dune. And then the four, five, and six are very philosophical. We are just talking about philosophical ideals that we've really discovered in the first three. But I had a really good time with them.
Should I read the? I'm kind of in it now, so I probably won't. But should I read the books before I watch Dune Part Two?
No.
Okay. All right.
Dune Part Two is still the first book.
Yeah. Cool. That's what I
It
thought
sets
because
up
I
a
didn't finish
little
it.
bit of the second book, but not enough to
Yeah.
spoil it.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
And it's such a good adaptation that I feel like, and very rarely will I say this, people who've wanted to read Dune but haven't been able to grasp the concepts, the complexities of the text, watch the movie. You're pretty much going to get the same thing out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
It's
No.
easier for your brain to do.
Yeah. It is very approachable, like as a movie. So definitely. Yeah. I don't know why I haven't read the rest of the books. I got into it really late. Like yeah. Ignore the light, by the way. I'm not going to edit it out. It is what it is. I
Just go and write
read
right
it. Yeah.
now. For those who are not watching.
Yes, sorry. Well, I forget we still have an audio version of this particular podcast. But yeah, I don't know why haven't read the other books. I got onto it pretty late. I think I only read the first book a couple of 3-4 years ago, maybe. I don't even know. Always intended to, but yeah, I was just like,
You have
I
so
need to
many
watch this
projects,
movie.
man. so many,
Yeah,
so
tell
many
me
reading
about it.
projects
Tell me
to do.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but next year I think I might. And then also I watched Thunderbolts finally, just because why not? It was there. It was funny. It was very
Very
B-sides.
cut paste Marvel movie. You know what? I've even watched
It's
Thunderbolts. It wasn't bad. It was
yeah, it's
enjoyable
fine.
for what it was. It was fine.
Yeah,
I didn't
I
love it,
do.
but
Yeah, I'm the same. I think when it comes to superhero anything, and we'll talk more on that later because I have some
I was
more
going to say, is
things to
there a
talk about.
thing? There's something that, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Um, I like it when they're like the anti-heroes or like the rebels or the outcasts or the whatever. That's kind of my thing. So I liked it for that. I like that. And that's about where the thing ends for me. It's just like, yeah, it was good for, an hour
It
and a
was
half. It's a short
entertaining.
movie.
You walk out of it and you don't hate that you've spent that time watching it,
Mm,
which is what we can
yeah.
ask for, which is something that I did do when I was watching things
Yeah.
uh, this month.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and that's it. So that's all I have watched. I haven't watched any TV shows either, for a change. How about you?
Well, it's NBA season. I've been
Oh.
watching basketball for the last
Oh,
like
wow.
week. That's what I was like. People apparently don't know this about me,
No.
but I've never hidden it. I just watch things on my phone. So normally it's on my phone, and I'm carrying this
So
around
nobody
with me. But I
knows.
came home
Yeah.
last weekend, and the NBA openers were on, and the two teams that I don't follow anyone religiously because I'm not American, so I don't care that much. But the two teams that I enjoy watching were in one of the openers. So I came home from work and I sat down on the couch and I put on the NBA, and both Jim and Rachel came out. I was like, "What the fuck?
Your
What?
own your own wife and
What is
housemate. You're like,
happening
what?
here? I've known you for so many years and you've never once come down, grabbed a beer, and sat on the couch to watch sports ball. And
It's
then,
very stereotypical of you.
yeah, like, have you just turned into a white suburban dad? Like, what's going on here? Anyway, so I've watched 4 games now. Like, I follow Golden State Warriors and the Lakers, and because they were head to head in the opener, and there's people at work that watch it as well, so able to talk to them about it. So, and then yeah, I watched. They've both teams have had another game, and then I just randomly turned on Perth Wildcats versus Cairns, and let me tell you, Australia plays a very different game of basketball.
Indeed.
I watched it directly after one of the
Mm,
games, and I was like, we are so much slower. Like there is
yes,
time to you could put this on 2 times speed, and it looked like it was an NBA game.
definitely. I've noticed that like watching it at the Olympics,
Yeah.
when it's televised. Yeah, I had the same
It's so
thought.
funny
It's
though.
true.
And then Jim and I were looking into going to see the ladies play. I don't know what their name is because it's the season's on right now. And I was like $15 for a seat. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll probably get in then. We probably don't need to worry
Yep.
too much about tickets straight away.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've been watching NBA quite a bit. I did finish The Hunting Wives, so I finished that. I thought it was a limited series, but they picked it up for season 2. I can't tell you I'll be going back for season 2. It didn't grab me that much, but I saw it through to the end of the first season. It was fine. It was just one of those. It was just one of those book adaptations that I feel like is going too long.
Yeah.
And
Right.
if it was a limited series, done and dusted in 8 episodes, probably would have been more enjoyable. But the way they've taken the creative liberties to try and like extend the story, I'm like, I don't know that that's necessarily going to work and be exciting television. So I'm going to bow out now. There's some cool twists and turns in there. I didn't get a lot of chemistry between the two women who were having affairs with each other, and I was like, I mean, it's exciting for the L of the rainbow in the house to see sapphic content, but I was like, I don't know if they like each other, like in real life. Like, there's no chemistry there. Like, I can't feel any chemistry. So,
Which is kind of important in a show like that.
which is so
So
ironic
yeah,
since I don't like physical touch or anything like that. Like, just
you still
reading
want
no
to see it on
chemistry.
it
Like, yeah.
needs to be believable. Yeah.
Um, Speaking of that, we watched Honey Don't, which was an indie film. Audrey Plaza. I don't know the name of the other one. The other lass that was in it, Margaret someone. Um, I've never come out of a movie going, I didn't mind that, but I have zero idea what's happening.
Noir dark comedy.
Yeah, don't pay $20 for it. Is all I'm saying. Don't rent it. Wait till it gets on a
Interesting.
streaming service for free. It reminded me of that Kristen Stewart one where we were both like got to the end and like, I'm not sure what happened in this entire
Love
thing.
Lies
Yeah,
Bleeding.
it
Yeah.
was very that coded.
Interesting.
And then I also watched. We've watched Now You See Me and Now You See Me 2 because I want to go and see the third one, which is releasing in November. And I also watched The Ballerina, the
Oh yeah.
yeah
The
John Wick
John Wick.
extended
Yeah.
universe thing. Enjoyable, nothing to write home about. It was a John Wick movie. You know what you're getting. It's very formulaic. Lots of cool action scenes, and you don't know how this person hasn't died by the end of it because there's a lot of bullets.
Sure.
And you don't know where their bullets are coming from because a lot of refuel, re-putting those magazines in the It was fun. It was enjoyable. And then I watched one called In the Lost Lands, and I cannot tell you not to watch that more. It was Mila Jovovich, and
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh, well then you know what you're gonna get. It's gonna be just totally like B.
It wasn't
movie
even B
awful.
grade. It was
Really?
so bad to the point I was googling whether AI was used in the CGI, but interestingly, no
Ouch.
AI was used because I was like, it looks so bad. This looks like someone has just put in a prompt and hope for the best. They use Unreal Engine rather than CGI, so they use a gaming platform.
Wait, well, actually, Unreal Engine is actually not a gaming platform. It's a engine for.
Or
It was meant to be for film.
well,
Yeah,
it didn't
so,
work.
but it
Let me
did.
tell you, it was fucking awful. But yeah, so I have watched
It's so
probably more than
funny.
anything else in my updates
Yeah,
because like
wow.
my gaming is negligible. I've been playing Travel's Rest, so and that is for a video for this channel.
Yeah, right.
That's it.
Spoilers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, you'll see
yeah.
that in
No,
a
that's
couple
cool.
weeks' time, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the poster for this movie in the Lost Lands, and I look, I want to see it just because of how
No,
bad
it's
it
so bad.
looks.
Actually, we probably could do a satire episode on it. It was so
Yeah.
horrific.
The
It
thing
didn't
is,
even make
my
sense the
partner's
whole way through.
uh, my partner Steph, like we watch all of the stuff Mila Jovovich is in, and for shits and giggles, she's she's interesting to watch for many reasons, and
Resident Evil wasn't too bad.
she would
It wasn't that
she would
bad.
probably watch this with me, so
You know what? If you do,
yeah.
please let me know what you think of it because I
Oh,
I
I
had an
will.
awful time, but I don't hate her as an actress.
Oh no, she's actually really
Not
good.
bad.
She's just in
It's just,
terrible
but it's
movies
like
for
everything
some
that
reason.
Jason Statham's in, B grade.
Yeah,
Immediately.
yeah,
He's not a bad,
yeah,
well, he's not a great actor, but he's also not a horrific actor. But it's
yeah,
like every movie he's in is just
yeah.
automatically not good. No offense.
It just makes a lot of action movies. It puts them into that
It
bucket, which is
really
kind of
typecast
unfortunate.
him.
You
Look, if
know,
he's having fun, he's making money, whatever. Who am I to judge?
whatevs, whatevs. All right. Yes, I have played a couple games. I played 2 games, uh, on and off. I haven't played much in the last week, but prior to that, I've been playing Pokemon ZA, and it has taken over my life. Well, it did until last week. It's so good. I don't care what all of the. There's so many videos about like, oh, this is such a swing and a miss, and like has Pokemon become something that we should just forget about all the new games and just focus on the old ones. There's like so many videos on YouTube about this, as posing as reviews. I've not watched too many of them. I just don't care because I'm loving this game. I think it's great.
So, I mean,
It's not
the only
perfect.
thing I've really heard about it is that it's more battle focused than
Yeah.
exploration focused. And was it Arceus, the last one that came out? That was very much introducing a new concept for Pokemon, which was the open world exploration. Whereas this one,
Yep.
they sort of come back and pulled it back to very battle heavy. Is that right? Because I've not watched too much about it.
Yeah, I mean, look, Arceus being like a spin-off of the main
Hmm.
series kind of gets to be this playground of just experimentation without having to conform to the main series of games, which is excellent. Like that's exactly what Pokemon needs. It needs to be weird. It needs to try out all these other things that, different stuff and but still satisfying, the fan base.
There's quite a wide range of audience members for Pokemon now, so
Yeah,
they're going to piss off someone. Because
of
you've got
course.
what our age range and a little bit older than us who were introduced to Pokemon as kids, right up until like you've got who's out now, Gen A's, Gen Alpha, whatever comes after Gen Z. They are still talking about Pokemon. They're still excited about Pokemon.
Yeah.
They've done a fantastic job, but they're not going to
Yeah.
hit every time with all different groups.
I think it's okay to have, games that are targeting different audiences. And look, the main criticism of Pokemon ZA is that it's all set in one city. A lot of people don't like that.
You don't get to
I don't mind that at all. That's actually a good thing for me in the way I play games. I find often when you've got games that have so many different settings, there's going to be a few that you don't care for. Like, oh, now we're in the desert setting. Now we're in the snow setting, and here we're
I love that.
very Breath of the Wild esque in that way, and there were a lot of similarities with between Arceus and Breath of the Wild in that kind of that comparison. And this is all set in just one city, in is it Luminous City, Lumos City? Always forget the name, but anyway, it's just one city with different areas. It's fine. I love that. It's kind of like, it reminds me of like, you're playing something like Cyberpunk and it's just in the one city. It's fine. I don't mind that. That's really not a downside for me. In fact, that can be a plus.
I think you don't necessarily have less landmass though to explore.
Yeah, the map's big enough.
With
Yeah.
one city.
Yeah, it does look a little same. Like, the big thing that everyone's talking about is like, you see all these buildings everywhere, and because they're rendered they're just flat. Like, so you see these flat, like, windows, just window, 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 window. I get it, fine, whatever. I don't care. It's Pokemon. Going into it, the graphics aren't going to be amazing. We know this. It's not a surprise.
It's a Nintendo shtick, though. Like, with
it is.
Nintendo, you know exactly what you're getting, and they market
100%.
that well.
Yep. They make very specific decisions, and look, technically this is like Game Freak, Nintendo.
Yeah.
But there's always specific decisions made in any of Nintendo's games for making sure they play well, and that you're never going to get something that looks like absolutely amazing. It's just not what they do in the same way. So I wasn't even thinking about the graphics or the textures and things. Like, I just don't care. It's Pokemon, and the focus is the battles. I'm loving the battles. They're great. They're fun. It's fun again, and that was my takeaway. I'm having fun. I don't care.
We should load up Pokemon Stadium. You and me.
That's been a long time. Yeah.
Discord.
Yeah. It's been a long time since I played that.
Have you played anything else?
Yeah.
Other than Zelda?
The other one is Hades 2. So that's the other one I've been playing. Again, I have had like a week of no gaming, but prior to that, I think I've put like 10 hours into both of these. So good. Okay, we were talking about Game of the Year last episode, and this is getting there.
You thought that about Clair Obscura as well.
I know. It's going to be a difficult year for many people, I think.
Interesting. You liked Hades, the first one, didn't you? Did you finish it?
I did. I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. Because it kind of goes on. You can keep playing. But yeah, I think I got to the end.
One of those games I've had on my list forever and not played.
Oh, yeah, right. You should play it. I think you would actually like it a lot.
Interesting. It's not on the spinner wheel either, which we'll get to later. Maybe tell it out, I spoil it.
No, there's a little bit of foreshadowing there.
Ominous.
Yep, that's it. That's what I've been playing. So I hope to play some more this weekend. I'm very excited to play more Pokemon in Hades.
I played fuck all outside of Traveler's Rest, which I played 6.7 hours to get gameplay footage, and that is it for the last month. I've just not picked up. Even Grimshire hasn't called me back.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Is that it for now, or is it just for now?
It's it for now. I need to play something else or finish something.
Yeah.
That's foreshadowing.
Yes.
Cool. So, I mean, that was fun to be able to get to have a bit of a back and forth with our read watch plays. Something else we wanted to have a look at, though, which we introduced very briefly in a few podcast episodes, but then quickly took it out just because it wasn't really fitting the format, but now we have a bit more room to move, is the newsstand. And news in our worlds, in our big old nerdy worlds that we're excited about, that has happened over the last month or so. So is there anything on this list of things we need to pick and choose from? We've got like the notes up next to us where we've both been adding things into it the whole month. It was nuts before we started recording this.
It still kind of is. There's been a lot of news.
There's been a lot of news. Yeah, big month. I feel like September's a big month for gaming stuff, though.
Yeah.
And then people really ramp up towards the end of the year, and then it's like, okay, buy our shit for Christmas. So now we're in the please just buy it stage.
Yep.
So yeah, lots
everything comes out at once. Yeah, well, I guess we should talk about. I mean, the first item on our list is quite one that's unique to our
Yeah, to Perth, which is
location.
cool. Like,
Yeah,
love that. I just scrolling, I don't know, some doom scrolling something, and I follow a page called Perth is okay, which is still funny to me. And Perth is getting a new independent bookshop, which is we've had a few open this year, which is like it's so heartwarming to see brick and mortar bookstores still alive and well, particularly. No shade to the chains like Dimmicks and whatnot, but particularly independent bookstores, which are just run by people for the love of it.
yeah, 100%. I think we're seeing a resurgence. I think it's global for not in the Western world
Yeah,
anyway. In US, UK, we're seeing a lot more indie bookstores just popping up because I think the internet has maybe played a role in this quite a
but I
bit.
mean, wouldn't I don't know. I'll speak for myself here. I won't project. I would rather go and pay $5 to $10 more per book and support an independent bookstore than to get it off something like Amazon. Yes, I know it's like no shade to people who do it. It is legitimately cheaper, but if you have the means, I would rather go and buy things from these stores.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you can, it's always a thing,
Yeah,
right?
if
As
you
as
can,
much as you can
100%.
support, it's great to do it. It's cool though that it's in a heritage listed
Yeah.
space in a heritage building in the Perth city in the CBD. Um, and yeah, it's part of the New Edition family of bookstores. So we've actually got a bookstore called New Edition that is literally the same age as I am. It's been around for 40 years, and yeah, it's cool to have another one, and hopefully it'll stick around as well. I mean,
So we've got
fingers crossed.
Pro Books, which I think this is like in the same realm of, and this one's called Pigface Bookstore, which is a throw to something, which I
It's a
which
plant. It's
right,
a
it's a
WA plant.
plant bookstore. I've not been here
Succulent.
long enough to know that. Been
I
2 years.
looked it
Oh,
up
right,
actually.
nice. Okay, it's called Pigface Bookstore. So yeah, it's I would like to go and visit it at some point in my
Yep,
life.
yep. We should do a vlog if they allow recording. They may not.
I mean, Stefan, I
Um,
don't like. I asked him and he was fine with it, but that dude doesn't shut up. So I don't know that I could get a vlog in there and leave.
nice. Well,
Maybe we'll
interview
go
them. How
to
about that?
other bookstores.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's exciting. Something that's less exciting that happened that
Well,
took
I
the took
don't.
over the internet for a
Yeah,
bit.
I mean, we're late to the party here because we're
Hmm.
doing this at the end of the month. But how do you feel about Saudi Arabia taking over EA?
Not great, is it?
I
Yeah.
know
It's
BioWare
that was
because you're a BioWare stan. BioWare are like, ooh,
yeah. That was my first thought. Like, whatever, EA, look, I don't care
yeah.
about EA. They just own so many things, including BioWare, my favorite games company. And yeah, I mean, it's not a great thing. We kind of, the writing's on the wall. We probably, unless they sell off the smaller, because BioWare is just a fraction of a part of their business. It's almost nothing. Like, they shouldn't even own BioWare. But unless they sell off those smaller parts, they're probably just going to crumble and die. Like I have not much hope about
I mean, it
for
it was
Bioware.
sold for an obscene amount of money. It's like the
Yeah,
highest amount of
yeah.
money that's ever been given for the proposition of a company. That is not the right word. Hopefully, people
It's they used what do they call it? It's called a leveraged buyout. So it's where they
they
basically
take all their debt, right? From what I
yeah they
understand,
use
is
their
they go, "We have money, we can pay all your debts," and they
yes
go,
pretty much
"Okay, here you go." But
yeah
I've heard like I mean I play The Sims occasionally. I use it to design houses, and then I leave because I get bored. Just like
your
every
architect
adult
life
will play The Sims, like
guilty.
this is fun, and as soon as you start playing, but like I know a lot of the high up devs for Sims 4 have actually now left, and they're like, I'm out. I don't want what could potentially happen, and we don't know. It's all speculation, but there was speculation about some of the more progressive views of things like The Sims and of things like BioWare being made more conservative because of who has acquired it or the cultures that have acquired it, which is what I think is making BioWare nervous. Again, it's speculation. It's hearsay, just what I've read little bits and pieces of. But it's, yeah, a huge acquisition. We're not really sure what it means for the companies yet.
Yeah, I think that's the whole problem, right? Is nobody knows what this means. It's never really happened this way before, not at this scale, not with a company like EA. nobody knows, and so it remains to be seen. But I am not hopeful. I've sort of made peace, I think, at this point with the fact that BioWare is slowly dying. I don't know what that means for Mass Effect.
Really, I'll try that again. This is not really the place to ask because it's, a podcast episode, but do you replay your BioWare games, or are they sort of like too much nostalgia in your head that you don't want to replay them?
I definitely replay. I'm not I time wise, I don't replay a lot because there's so much that I want to play. But if I replay anything, it's probably a BioWare game. They're the games that I do replay. Right. Yeah, all of them. So it is a bit of a shame. But anyway, it remains to be seen. Nothing's been announced as far as I know. I looked at this a while ago, so who knows if
it was towards the beginning of the month, I'm pretty sure, if not late September, that it came out. But yeah, it's interesting. There's a YouTube video that Ryan put in our notes, which go into a bit more detail about it.
Yeah, there's the Min Max podcast with Jason Schreier from Bloomberg. So he knows his stuff and he's done a lot of research into what actually happened. So yeah, go check that one out. We'll put the link in the show notes. Cool. What else, Chris? What else has been happening?
Look, I'm in the market for a portable PC, and I'm sure Ryan's about to put me directly in the bin. I've been talking about a portable PC for, I don't know, I feel like years at this point. And I have been really excited for Lenovo Legion Go 2 to come out since there were rumors of it like a year ago. It's finally out. Fantastic. I think it came out in late September. But I now can't get it until November because like the first wave is all sold out, which is fine. Then ROG had the audacity to announce the ROG Ally, the Asus ROG Ally for Xbox, which, comes partnered with Game Pass and whatnot. And that came out on October 16th, which is exciting. And it's relevant because it's this month. I have since gone between the specs of the two, and I still think for what I need, Lenovo is probably the way to go, even though it is more expensive. These come at really high price points. But Ryan and my wife, Rachel, are determined to get me to move to a Mac laptop and not use Windows anymore. And to do that, I need Steam capabilities on the portable PC. So I don't know. I think I'm still going Lenovo.
Yeah, I think that's right for you, especially because it doesn't need to be super portable and it's replacing a gaming laptop. It kind of makes sense. But look, that's, you're on your own there. Have fun with that.
Yeah, like I literally don't game anywhere else.
Yeah,
just on the couch. It would be nice to take the device into the theater where the girls are normally sitting and doing things, so I can be in the same space, except here on my own where I'm like, come say hello to me.
Lone game on the other end of the room. These gaming handhelds have reached the point where like I don't take my Steam Deck anywhere. Not that I go places very often, let's be real, but like if I do, I'm not taking my Steam Deck.
And the Steam Deck is probably like the most reasonably priced out of all of them.
Oh yeah, it is.
That being said, they are computers. Like it's as much as a laptop, sometimes more. The Lenovo at full price is $2,100. Like that's a decent laptop.
It's a computer. It's a gaming computer. It's a PC. It is what it is, but it does look great. Look, I'm not interested, but it looks great.
Anyway, when I finally get one, I'm sure, and then it collects dust because I don't play that games that often. Anyway,
you play all your indie games.
Play all my indie games on this souped up. Can play AAA, and I'm just like here with pixel art. We're like, wee.
It's fine. You can play it for the next 10 years. You won't have to upgrade. It's great.
Well, won't have to charge the battery. It's AAA games, pretty limited. The battery life.
That's true.
Pixel art, whatever. You're laughing.
Oh, that's so good. Has its advantages.
That was it from me.
Yeah, well, shifting gears a little. So a couple quick fires, I suppose. So we're reading Exodus, the Archimedes engine right now, by Peter F. Hamilton in preparation for the game that's coming out. I think is it next year? I don't even know if they've announced when it's out.
I mean, it was initially announced, but they pulled it back. Which we prefer game companies do that to to give us a good product and not be like, oh, oopies.
Definitely. But the sequel, so it was always planned to be a duology. The sequel has been announced. It is Exodus: The Helium Sea, and it is out in June of next year. So that is something that I'll be reading it because I want to play the game, but whatever, I know you won't be, so that's fine.
As long as you know that now, that I'm not picking up the second book. I've done my time with this, and it's going directly into the donation box.
Yep, that's fair. I would have put money on that
That
outcome,
being
so
said, like, I
you're
don't
fine.
hate it. It sounds like I hate it. I don't hate it,
Sure.
but
No, no,
I'm not doing that
no.
again. I'm not doing that times two. No,
I
thank
made a
you.
mistake,
Yeah.
damn it.
Um,
Yeah.
I guess also in book news, there was a book that I stumbled across by a bookstagram friend of mine. His name is Quan, and he said that he loved this book. It was a book of the year, and it's called The Queen of Faces by Petra Lord, which is releasing January 28th. And this is a trans feminine in the trad pub sphere. And I just think any time that a transgender author is put into a trad pub sphere is a cause for celebration. So, really looking forward to reading that. I know there has been a horror book which was released by a trans masculine author in the trad pub sphere quite recently. Don't quote me on the name. I think it was When I'm Meant to Be Human. I'm not sure who the author is for that one, but I just thought, anytime a trans author is picked up, traditionally published, I love it. So I thought that was worth putting in here. I've already pre-ordered it. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I looked. I didn't know about it until you put the notes in the thing, and the book itself looks amazing. By the
Beautiful.
way, what a
Yeah.
stunner! But I did look it up, and look, it looks very fantasy, kind of magical school type thing. So it's probably not my jam, but like it sounds amazing. So if you're into that, check it out. It's sounds really good.
We are getting more. We are getting more representation in the trad pub sphere, which is nice.
Yeah,
We'll see
yeah, it's
what
happening
America
slowly.
does in the next, regresses, whatever.
Yeah.
All I can say is if you find them, buy them before they implode.
Now you've put in the notes here as well that the Claire Obscure game, so Expedition 33, Claire Obscure, has some updates, some free updates because it's doing very
It's
well.
doing so well.
It's
It's
doing
already
very well that it actually.
Yeah, it's already won one game of the year. I say this excitedly like I've played it. I'm never going to play it.
Yeah, but I mean, you were with me sort of as I was playing it and just talking to you about it and how I was blown away by it. So it's taken the world by storm, and it is cool to see a smaller game developer do so well. So obviously, there's probably going to be more content and maybe who knows if there'll be a sequel or whatever because it's obviously doing great. But yeah, so they've won. It was the game of the year for in Gamescom, the Asia Thailand version of Gamescom.
It's one of the most beautiful games I think I've seen, like, played this year. I mean, graphics are getting better and better and better with, developers, and it's such a beautiful game. I think Ghost of Yotai as well is also
Oh
stunning.
yeah,
It's a stunning game. I have no idea what it's about. Rachel's got it. Looks lovely.
I so want to play it, but I know I'm playing it for the wrong reasons because it's literally because it looks so
Yeah,
good, and I
right.
just
That's,
can't do
you know
that.
what? We
Yeah.
judge books by their covers all the time. That's fine. There's no judgment here.
Yeah.
Um, Other quickie game news: Witchbrook's been delayed until 2026, which is devastating. But that being said, Chucklefish is like one dude, so
Yeah.
he keeps putting out stuff for Stardew Valley. It's obviously still got a very strong fan base, which is crazy considering he's never raised that price once. And the amount of free content that he puts out, and he's been, very public, being like, I won't do that because I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing it because I love it, and there's still room to move here. And it was meant to come out Q4 this year. It's been delayed until we don't know when next year. But I know 3 people in this house will be getting it on release day as soon as it comes out. And it must be an immense amount of pressure to put on someone as well with the success of something like Stardew Valley.
Yeah. And look, what I said before about not being really into sort of magical school type things, I'll still be playing this game.
It looks
I'll play
adorable.
it with you.
Also, like a non-problematic magic school.
Absolutely.
It's like we just want to relive. So millennials are like, I've got PTSD from the last magic school that's occurred. I need to
Yep.
just
Yep.
let that be wholesome and lovely. Also, it's
Absolutely.
adorable. The game looks adorable.
It looks amazing. Yeah. No, I'll be playing that as much as everyone else will. So we'll probably be talking about it and make some videos about it. Of course, I'm sure you will. So it's not the last you've heard of it. A couple of other quick gaming ones just because they've just happened. So Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition. So it's reached its 10 years, which is crazy. It's coming to Switch 2. This is the first Fallout game on a Nintendo console, like an actual proper main game Fallout game. So that's coming out next year. And Also, Halo is coming to the PlayStation 5, which sounds so
remember when
absurd.
they used to be like exclusives to one or the other, and then I think recently both
Oh,
Sony and Microsoft this year were like, "Eh, does it matter anymore? You can get it on
Xbox
Steam
is
anyway." I know PlayStation got the shits
yeah.
when Microsoft bought Bethesda, and
Hmm.
they got all the exclusives.
Yeah.
That was so
Yeah,
annoyed.
I bought an Xbox Series S just so I could play Starfield.
Oh yeah.
Regret. I shouldn't have done that. That was a bad move, but I was so excited to
You
play
should
that
have just
game.
played
But
it and
it's
then sold it to me, and then I would have played Fable on it. We both would have played the one game we wanted on those consoles instead of just both
I
buying
just
one.
lent it to you because it's sitting there collecting dust.
Same. Mine's
Yeah.
definitely just out there living its best life
Yep.
as an ornament of the shop.
Yeah. So bad.
Um, okay, look, I'm gonna say this one, but it's like again, this is going to be quite niche to people our age. Is Neopets, which was a big part of my very sad adolescence, is getting a mini games collection coming out. I think it's on the Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, computer, and it's got local co-op. So at the moment, it's 26 of the most popular mini games that they had on their website, and you can do lots of things that you could do in Neopets. You get currency, you buy things, you whatever. But I'm really excited for local co-op because I live in a very aging millennial household, and we all grew up with Neopets. So I think that'd be quite fun, nostalgia-wise, to sit down on the couch and play some of these mini games together. So I know that anyone who's like 30 and above is like, yes, Neopets. We're like, I don't know what happened to our generation specifically that this is what the takeaway is.
Neopets. No, I think a lot of people are quite excited for that, to be honest. I think there's a lot of love for Neopets still.
It's cute. And it was wholesome, and it was before the internet turned to shit.
Yeah, yeah. I think I was just slightly too old for it. I don't know. I didn't really play it, but I knew people that did absolutely. So that's cool.
There's speculation that
And
Club Penguin is coming.
interesting. And I wanted to end with one last one because I was squeeing at my computer screen when I watched this little video.
Of course.
So at the New York Comic Con just recently, Sigourney Weaver was interviewed and was talking about a potential. It does exist. There is a 50-page introduction, or the first 50 pages of a script written by what's his name? He did the first few, I think. Let's see if I can find his name. Anyway, the screenwriter and producer. I'll find his name in a minute. And she has expressed interest in reprising a role playing Ripley in if there is a potential Alien film in the future. And it's gotten to the point where she has actually talked to Disney about it. So it's something that is in discussion. It's not just a rumor. It's not just wouldn't it be cool if. There's nothing concrete, but it's not nothing. So I'm hopeful.
Generation is going to flood that cinema whenever it's the one movie that you get out of the house to go and watch in the movies.
I would, yeah, that's the one.
That's the one.
That's the one. Yeah. So anyway, fingers crossed. Nothing concrete, like I said, but it's newsworthy anyway. At least I think so.
Look, I'm glad we got to talk about the news. If whoever is listening to this at this point is enjoying the news segment, let us know. We can probably curb it.
I think so. We had a lot to
of stuff.
talk about this time, but
I think
it's more of our opinion on the
Yeah,
news rather than the news.
it's
Anyway,
it's a podcast. It's our podcast. We do what we want.
okay, so we have a new segment for the podcast called Coming Right Up, where we actually get to talk about some stuff that is on our radar, probably in the form of games, books, or movies, or what have you, but not necessarily. The things that are sort of coming up very soon in our very near
Imagine
future.
how off-brand we could go.
That'd be very easy to do. But I mean, look, they all fall into that category.
Yeah,
definitely.
We are who we are as people at this point. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
What are you excited for?
No,
you go.
Okay. All right. So I got 3 games that I wanted to just mention because they're ones that I'm pretty excited about. Not that I have not got enough games to play at the moment. I'm kind of inundated
Like
with
new shiny
stuff.
So
yeah, it's a bit like that at the moment. I'm finishing nothing, but I'm okay with that. I've made my peace. So there's a game that a friend of the show, Jack, put in the Discord that I'm also very excited about. It's called Dispatch. It's actually already out. It's an episodic. It's kind of like a visual novel cross with a strategy game, very story based. And it actually is about superheroes. I told you before, superheroes would make a reappearance.
All of my anti-buzzwords.
I know, except, okay, let me read this for you because this is what got me. There were two things that sealed the deal. One was it's actually made by ex-Telltale employees. So Telltale, famously the company that sort of went under, but they made the Walking Dead series, the point and click games, the Your Decisions Matter games. And there's a lot of that in the DNA of this game as well, which I'm super stoked for. So that's the one reason, I didn't need to read more about it other than that. But I'll just read you the blurb real quick because it got me. There's nothing else that needs to be said. From the writers and directors of the Tales from the Borderlands and The Wolf Among Us, from Telltale, Dispatch is a superhero workplace comedy set in a modern-day Los Angeles. You play as Robert Robertson, aka Mecha Man, whose mech suit is destroyed in a battle against his nemesis, forcing him to take a job at a superhero dispatch center. Not as a hero, but a dispatcher. In charge of rehabilitating a group of ex-supervillains, you must manage your roster while navigating office relationships and rebuilding your suit for a shot at revenge. Sold.
I've
I'm so excited.
In it before, and that sounds like
it's not as fun as that sounds.
I mean, I can
absolutely office relationships.
I think if you like that sort of anti-superhero, then that will be up your alley. All right,
absolutely. Yeah, so I'm definitely excited for that. There's a demo out. There's the first 2 episodes out, and the rest is out in November. I will be playing it if it plays well on Steam Deck, which I think it does. So that's the first one. Second one, these are all very related. So the Outer Worlds 2 is out very soon. It's literally like in a couple of days at the time of recording. I wasn't sure if I was going to play this game, but from what I've seen of it, I think I absolutely will. I bounced off the first game. It's an RPG. All of these are kind of RPGs or have RPG elements, but it is very dystopia, comedy, satire. It isn't making fun of itself. It's that much of that kind of a game. And so was the first one, but the first one had a lot of clunkiness in the gameplay mechanics and just wasn't my thing. And it was only in first person, which I sometimes will play, not as much as you will avoid it, but like it's not my favorite. This one you can actually play in third person. So because the fans wanted it, and so they've actually decided to add it, which is great. It's made by Obsidian, by the way, who are veterans in that sphere. So I'm very excited for that.
Even though I can't play lovely games.
Yeah. Yeah, they know their stuff and they do it well. So yeah, quite excited for that. And the last one, again, related, it's a RPG, or has RPG elements, is a game called Rue Valley. And this one is made by, or published by, so it's made by, the developer is Emotion Spark Games, but the publisher is Owlcat Games, which are also making, like they're the developer and publisher of the new Expanse game that's coming out later. So already my ears were up because I was like, okay, these guys. But Rue Valley is it's kind of like it's like a top-down kind of story RPG, and there's a time loop element. It's about a guy trapped in a time loop, and there's a whole bunch of like a cast of characters, and it's very story heavy and dialogue heavy. So I'm very keen.
It looks very you more than very me.
Yeah.
Although I just looked it up, and funnily enough, Rue Valley in the Cincinnati Zoo came up, which is just a valley full of kangaroos. I was like literally driving Perth at dusk. There's your Rue Valley.
Yes, RUE Valley. I should specify. Yes. Yeah.
I mean, the graphics are great. Like the colors, they again something that you like with your graphics more so than myself, but it does look like a very U-coded game.
Yeah. So very excited for those 3. But anyway, I just wanted to mention them because they're probably ones that might fall under some people's radar because they're not, the biggest games ever. So yeah, super excited. What is your up and coming? What do we call this segment? Coming right up. What is coming right up for you, Kris?
I went with Watch just because I feel like that's, I mean, apart from basketball, what I'm doing mostly at the moment. So Welcome to Derry, which is a prequel series to It, is releasing. The first episode's releasing on HBO Max on October 26th. So I will be watching that, and I'll probably talk about it next week. I don't know whether they're coming out weekly, but it is something I'm quite interested in watching, and I'm not very good at being like topical with watching. I tend to watch things 10 years after they've been popular. I'm like, oh, I remember that thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I'm quite looking forward to that. And that's coming out maybe tonight, so I may even watch it tomorrow.
What's it on?
HBO Max, I'm pretty
Okay.
sure. One of them, this household has them all between the three of us. So we're all paying too much for streaming services over here.
Yeah.
And
Legit.
then Frankenstein, I thought it was only a cinema release, and it is in cinemas for a couple of weeks, so you can go and see it in a cinema, but it's getting a Netflix release on November 7th, so I'm quite looking forward to that. I was going to try and drag Ryan to the cinema, but since it's on Netflix a week later, maybe we can just watch it on Netflix, talk about it, and not have to spend $100 to go to the cinema.
That's a good point. We should do like a watch party on it or something like that. You know,
I'm
we
sure
can
do a
we can
watch
incorporate
party.
it into the.
I'm sure we can do it on Discord. There's a few of
Yeah.
the streaming services that'll do it,
Yeah.
totally legally for anyone watching this. And the other one that I've got here is a show that hasn't been out for long, but it's called Wayward, and it's got Toni Collette and Mae Marvin in it. It's a thriller, and I'm really on the fence about watching this. I want to watch it because I like drama and I like thriller, but Mae Marvin does play a trans man, and that can sometimes be super like dysphoria inducing for me, seeing certain perceptions and certain body types of trans masculinity. Not saying that, like, I think it's very important that we get trans characters of all walks, but sometimes that can be very triggering for me. So I want to watch it. I will have to be in a very good mental state to do that, and I know that it will likely make me feel weird just seeing it on the screen, and that's a me thing. It's why I don't watch Elliot Page in anything, because like I'm very comfortable with who I am and my body, but seeing it and remembering the awkwardness and just the horrific time that I went through it's very triggering. So I don't know, like I want to watch it. I'm glad it's there and people are being exposed to it. I don't know. I'm super on the fence.
Yeah.
But it's X, I'm like, maybe.
Yeah, I've seen it advertised as well, and similar, reaction, I suppose. But I think I'm leaning on the side of I will.
Yeah, I want to as well. Again, because I think it's important. I just I know I need to be in the right headspace to do it.
Yeah, legit, totally fair.
And give myself permission to walk away from it is also as important.
Definitely.
Not be stubborn. And on that note, the downer note that I've just given everyone, now we have something fun to end it though.
We do indeed.
What nonsense have we come up with?
Yes, it is kind of nonsense, but also in a good way. So we have a new segment as well called Backlog Roulette, because we have a giant backlog.
Literally everything that we do.
All the things. So we've put together, for each of us, we've put together a spinner wheel of books, games, movies, and every episode, at the end of every episode, we're going to, or most episodes, I won't say every, because there'll probably be times when we don't want to, but at the end of each episode, we will spin the wheel on a wheel of our choosing, so we can choose whether we want a book, a game, or a movie. And whatever it lands on is what we get to enjoy for the following month. And hopefully then talk about it on the next episode in our Read, Watch, Play. So yeah, we've put the wheels together ahead of time. Now we've set a couple of rules, not really very many, because we want this to be a little bit more loosey-goosey. But the whole purpose is to get through our backlogs. So we've put stuff on the list that we want to get to.
Adding to it forever.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we've given ourselves permission. We can still, like, let's say we get a certain book that we want to read, and then we want to read another one as well. We can still choose other things off the wheel, but we have to just replace it. That's all. So yeah, nothing too crazy. But we're going to spin the wheel on the podcast, live on the podcast, and see what happens, I guess.
You have the wheels. Do you want to share your screen?
I do.
Because I have lost them. So if you can do both of us.
Yes, I will. I will indeed.
Well, this is the spinner wheel. We each have 3 wheels of read, watch, play items. Do you know what you're going to pick for next month? Why am I nervous?
Yeah, why are you
don't
nervous? This whole time we've been like mucking about trying to get the screen recording happening. I could have been thinking about what I wanted to choose, and no, I still haven't decided. Oh boy. I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go books because I don't actually know what I'm gonna be reading next month when I'm finished Exodus, and I'm almost finished these other books, and there's a bunch in there that I actually do want to read. So I think I'm actually going to go books.
We're loading,
which is risky for me because you know me and actually finishing stuff.
loading books.
Okay.
Okay. I've not actually seen these before. So you've got okay.
You want to scroll up a bit? You can hide that big banner at the top, and we can.
There you go. All right.
There you go.
This is our wheel. So the rules where we put 10 things of each on them. So I'm gonna spin it, and then maybe you can tell us why it's on your list. All right, we're spinning.
Oh, there's sound effects.
This is Ryan's book for November. Automatic Noodle. The cover for this one is great. I'm not sure who it's by though.
Yeah. Oh, this is Annalee Newitt's. I don't have that. It's on my bookshelf. Annalee Newitt's newest book, Automatic Noodle, which is a science fiction. Because typically they do. It's a lot of like non-fiction or fiction mashed with non-fiction a little bit, sort of research-based stuff. But this one is, I think, purely fiction, and it's a short novel. I think it's a novel, but it's just like a short one, and it's about robots. I think I will.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
I should be good. And I have this one in a physical copy. I'll talk about it next episode, I'm sure. But I'm excited to read this one. It's I've not read a book by Annalee Newitt's before. I've got a whole ton on my shelf. Meant to get to them, just never did. So I'm kind of excited to start with this one. It's a bit of a more whimsy kind of story, I think.
Whimsy is the word of these fucking things we're doing.
Could do with a bit of whimsy right now.
Go back. Here we go.
All right.
I don't know. I was initially going to go books because I also, I'm feeling so resistant to physical books right now, and maybe I just need a bit of guidance, but we can't both do the same thing. So I'm going to go games. We can. Because I need to not play Grimshire Traveler's Rest.
I feel like you do need some direction and guidance with your gaming choice.
So I just buy so many and I do not play them. So we're going to go games. This is what I'm going to be looking at over the next. Wow. And there's some big games in here too. And
you've got Sea of Stars on yours too.
I do. I accidentally clicked into yours this morning when I was like, what am I doing in here? And I saw that you had it. I was like, hang on a minute. Crossover? Hey. But a lot of these, I'll just spin it. Some of these I just need to finish and I haven't finished them. And some of them I actually need to start and play.
I have to explain some of these to me.
The nerves. Okay, so Bloomtown is made by the creators of Graveyard Keeper. It's a much shorter game. It's beautiful. I have it on the Switch. I bought it ages ago and just never got around to it. I think it, if not a 2025 release, very late 2024. And this is, I think you're following 2 kids as they move to a new town, but there's the daytime town. There's a demon-infested nighttime situation. I don't know too much more than that, but I'm very happy it's on the Switch because I'll be taking it with us next week. So I might actually have a chance to play it.
Fantastic. Cool. Very cool. Okay, I'm excited for you now. That actually sounds like a very Kris game.
It's a very Kris game.
Yeah.
Slightly upset that none of the things I need to finish came up, but this is what I need to.
There's the breaks.
Yeah, that is the whole point. But yeah, cool. At least we'll get through something on our backlog.
Excited. Cool. Well, you can look forward to that next episode because we will be probably talking about quite extensively the stuff that we have been playing and watching and reading. But yeah, till then. So if you enjoyed the episode, let us know if you like the new format. This kind of more casual discussion vibes, let us know. And you can leave feedback either in the comments on our YouTube video or in the comment section of it's on Spotify as well. If you do want to leave a comment there, you can. Thanks so much for tuning in. Notes and links to all the stuff we talked about, we'll put in the show notes for you all as well. And you can find the show at Genre Blender Podcast on YouTube and in your podcast app of choice, of course. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. Helps us out a ton, of course. Lets you know when we make a new episode as well. But you can also visit our website, which is genreblender.net. And everything that we make is also there, and you can subscribe to get extra content and alerts of the stuff that we post as well. So feel free to do so if you're interested.
And to all the world hoppers out there, we wish you safe travels, and we will catch you in our next video. Until then,
Next month.
see ya.
See you, everyone.